We chose to address both the issue of juvenile correctional reform in Alabama and adult prison reform. We specifically chose the role that the current prison system in Alabama causes in prison overcrowding and the role the lack of support plays in juveniles' life. House Bill 107 would reform prison sentences, and with this reform and our support, we can complete our mission. Now we will be launching a poll asking at what capacity do you think Alabama prisons are currently at? The answer to this is 165%, and this number is one of the reasons why we have chosen this project and why we believe that prison overcrowding is a problem in Alabama. Our team members care about this issue because we believe that a child is heavily influenced by their surroundings and what they are exposed to. As teenagers, we all know that sometimes we need a shoulder to lean on and how much it can help us. Unfortunately, there are some kids who don't have that shoulder to lean on and that voice to help them, and they end up making bad decisions. We believe that all kids should have someone they can talk to and rely on.
We are addressing structural violence. This is a type of violence when a social institution or structure causes harm to a person by denying them their basic needs. There are two specific issues we've isolated, and the first is overcrowding in the adult prison system, which is caused by recidivism. This recidivism is mainly caused by a lack of support for adults when they are released and structural violence towards incarcerated individuals. The other issue we've targeted is juvenile recidivism specifically and their incarceration rates, which is caused by a lack of support for youth both before and after their incarceration. 2/3 of youth held for nonviolent charges wouldn't be illegal if they weren't minors, and 10,000 children are held in adult jails and prisons. 70,000 US juvenile offenders are kept from their families every week, and probation strategies commonly used on adults prove ineffective with juveniles, so innovative techniques are now being seen to significantly reduce the rate of youth recidivism, which is our end goal of the second part of our project. HB 107 has passed through committee and is on its way to the House and Senate, which will repeal the Habitual Felony Offender Act, or Alabama's Three Strikes You're Out law, which contributes heavily to overcrowding in adult prisons. There are a few steps we've taken as a group to further tackle this issue, which includes creating a campaign to change legislation surrounding youth being tried as adults, surveying youth community and those affected by the system, and writing letters to mayors, senators, legislators, and our governor. More specifically, we've contacted people in the Alabama State House to gain support for HB 107.
There have been recommendations made to reform juvenile sentencing and decrease the overcrowding of juvenile facilities. For instance, the Alabama Juvenile Task Force released recommendations in 2018 for legislatures to adopt and implement. Governor Kay Ivey awarded grants to support programs aimed to reduce youth recidivism and crime and provide mentoring and counseling to youth and their parents who have been referred through the juvenile justice system. Now we will be launching another poll on what is the main support system in your life. It's great that people have chosen family as their main support system, but after reading different articles and researching about the different causes of juvenile incarceration, we have concluded that the main cause is the lack of support in their lives. Even though we can't be there and meet them physically, we thought if we created a pen pal system and we're able to get to know and build relationships with them, then maybe it can be a way to show them that there are people who care and want to be there for them. Our pen pal program will be called the Pen Pal Pillar Program. Each member wrote letters talking about themselves, asking questions, and building relationships with the residents of the Jefferson County Youth Detention Facility. We are writing to them and creating relationships with them since they are around our ages. We don't know the residents' names because they are minors, and that type of information has to be confidential and private. Our main focus through these letters are to learn more about the people in the system and to let them know that they have our support and that we care about them. You can set up the Pen Pal Pillar program in your high school with a teacher's approval. There can be any amount of students involved in this program, and the goal is to write letters back and forth until the resident has been released from the facility. You can reach out to us if you would like to get the program started in your school or in your community. With the help of Monique Greer, the director of the Jefferson County Youth Detention Center, who will be implementing our program in her facility. Ms. Greer will be monitoring the letters, making sure that nothing inappropriate is being said, and she will be the one in charge of getting the letters to and from the residents of the facility. We made sure the letters were interesting enough so that the residents feel as if there are people who want to help them. We want to have a connection with the residents, and with the help of Monique Greer, that would be a success.
With the help of Chairman England and resources from Alabama Appleseed, we've also built a campaign around House Bill 107, which repeals Alabama's three strikes law. This is the harshest three strikes law in the Southeast because it allows all prior convictions committed, even when individuals were less than 18, which includes low-level drug and property crimes, to be used for enhancement purposes. As a result, nearly 5,600 individuals in Alabama are serving longer prison sentences that were enhanced by the HFOA. This includes more than 1,600 life sentences, and of these, 239 will die in prison unless the law is changed. In order to organize a group of young Alabamians around this bill and others, we've created Young Voters for a Better Alabama, or YVBA. On our site, we have blog posts about House Bill 107 and a Take Action page that allows users to sign a pre-written letter, which will be sent directly to their state senator and representative. We hope to support other bills in the future by crafting similar campaigns through YVBA.
For this program to be a success, we'll need to use tons of skill. The foundation of this needed skills for overcrowding in adult prisons is advocacy, since we are trying to pass a bill. For our Pen Pal Pillar program, we'll need to have empathy for the residents and their stories. We'll also have to be more open-minded to their viewpoints in life. And in the end, we'll have to adapt and be patient, since we are trying to talk to these people who are marginalized, and we are trying to build relationships with them as well. Even though the residents and us almost live completely opposite lives, we want them to know that they have a companion they can trust and talk to. We know our Pen Pal Pillar program will be successful in the short term when residents write the letters back to the group members. We know our project will be successful in the long term when the director at Jefferson County Youth Detention Facility is able to compare recidivism rates between the residents who participated in the Pen Pal Pillar program and the residents who did not. We know our House Bill 107 campaign will be successful when 200 letters are sent to representatives in the short term. We also know that it will be successful in the long term when the House Bill 107 is passed in the end of May. Our specific goal is the Pen Pal program and the House Bill 107, the websites and the letters. The measurable was the piece of our goals to write letters and receive the letters back from the detention facility. We'll be able to measure our adult prison reform project by how many letters are sent to the representatives in the House Bill 107 websites in the short term, and if House Bill 107 gets passed as a long-term goal. Our attainable piece of our goal is that we connect with the director of the Jefferson County Youth Detention Facility to make the Pen Pal Pillar program happen. The website for our House Bill has already 600 visitors and 150 letters sent. That is a lot. The relevancy of our goal that the Pen Pal Pillar program creates a bond between the residents and the peers in order to give the residents a sense of community and support. The advocacy campaign for the House Bill 107 would save lives and create needed prison reforms. Our project is time-bound because we began writing these letters in late April. We should receive back in May. This program will continue until the residents are done with their residency at the facility. And the House Bill 107 website will live until the House Bill 107 is passed.
All right, thank you everybody for listening and paying attention and hearing us today. My name is Parker Denson, and if you have any questions about the Pen Pal Pillar program, I can take those right now, and Jane Gray can answer questions about the House Bill 107 piece of our peace project.